Welcome you all. Students, we have been discussing various aspects of television and radio writing and reporting. In this module, we have been discussing about essentials during reporting. We have been discussing about beats of reporting. We have been discussing about types of interviews. We are going to discuss about types of interviews and types of reporting. We also talked about formats of television program. We talked about different types of television program. We talked about 3 stages of production. We talked about what are the basic equipments which are involved in television production. We also talked about what are the key individuals who are involved in production process. Now, there are few things since we are discussing about reporting and shooting for television. We talked about in this module what are the essential qualifications to be a television reporter. We talked about what are the various beats which are covered in television reporting and shooting. And now we are going to discuss about what are the types of interviews we generally come across on television. An interview is a technique. It involves various individuals. Apart from technical equipments like camera, also the sometime editing machine, lighting, amount of light in the studio or outdoor place, any outdoor location where you are interviewing a person. There are various elements in interviewing, in a television interview. But above all, the people who are involved in the process of interview are very important, because ultimately your audience, your viewer, what they look for is the content of your interview. Your technology matters to give a special effect, a visual effect or sound effect to the interview. But ultimately what people want, they want to hear what actually is the outcome of interview, what are the questions which are going to be asked, and what are the responses which are coming from the interviewee. So an interview is a creative phenomena, a creative pattern in which interviewer and interviewee is involved. Apart from the situational things and the technical things which are involved with the process of interview. Situational, when I say situational things, that means what are the situations in which that interview is taking place. Situational maybe location wise, whether it is inside a studio or outdoor location. Situation may be the subject wise, what are the subject, whether it's very deeply emotional subject, whether it is something related with crisis or some problem. So there may be different kind of situations which can be formed in a process of interview. But ultimately the success of interview depends on the interviewer and the interviewee. And depending on the structure of these things, these interviewer and interviewee, an interview can be divided in several types. Apart from the involvement of interviewer and interviewee, your editor guides you in the process of interview. Your production crew like camera person, editor, online editor or VT editor, he guides you how to take, how to give your body language, how to posture, how to talk to the interviewee, what can be your body movement, what can be your movement of your hands. All these things, little small matters in the process of interview. There are several types of news media interview, ranging from impromptu ones in a crisis to long planned, easygoing talk show type of interview, one-on-one interview, one-to-group interview. These types of interview, journalists must know that what type of interview he is going to deal with, and the techniques involved for various regions. First, there may come a time when you will be the subject of a situation where you have to, where you do not have any time to prepare yourself for the interview. You have to run. Your editor asks, there is a situation developing in parliament and you have to go and talk to this particular leader. So you don't have the clue. You may have some clue about the situation, but you don't have the clue about the questions which you are going to ask, what will be the location where you are going to take the interview. So you have to ready for these kind of situations. Then also there can be situation where you are well prepared for the interview. Suppose you are taking time with a senior political leader or a very senior education manager or any celebrity or any person. Suppose you get a chance to interview Prime Minister. So Prime Minister will not come out like this, that he will call you at the blink of eye and you come out and take my interview. Definitely there will be a planning by the Prime Minister office, and from your side also. Your side means your editorial team, your editor, your camera person, your script writer, all people will be involved. So you will get at least a week's time to prepare yourself for the interview with the Prime Minister. This is called planned interview. And then there comes a structured interview, semi-structured interview, unstructured interview. We will discuss about all types of interview which actually forms the success, the bottom line of a successful interview in coming segments. In this segment, I introduced you with the types of interviews and what an interview is like. Thank you for being with me. We will discuss types of interview in next segment. Thanks.